That's a part of the like four. What is that?
Four agreements and shit.
Yeah, four agreements.
No, no, it's not. That's not Paulo Cello. This is
Oh, cello. That's what I was thinking.
this is Deepak Chopra.
Got it. Got
Yeah,
it. That man Deepak.
yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Shit, Deepak done got under lately.
Oh yeah, he been low.
Well, I guess they do hella shit on like on the background though.
Yeah.
Like him and like I think of Tony Robbins and all.
Tony Robbins and
But Tony Robbins got, like-
and even Malcolm Gladwell is kind of in that operates in that space too. I think they unfairly kind of get grouped together, but I don't.
They all got their individual movements, but like they're kind of in that realm of not exactly spiritual. Well, Deepak is spiritual healing, but kind of in that space. Whatever. Bro, I remember like being super into like the Tony Robbins shit. I still fuck with it, but like was hell on it. And then like I had to learn a lesson on like when I'm taking in information and then not projecting that onto other people. Like I'm like, oh fuck, this is really helping me out.
Yeah.
And then people that I know could learn from this, could benefit from this. Then let me just shoot this to them. So I had to learn a hard lesson that way.
It is a hard lesson. I think the part that complicates that, G, because I went through that same shit. The part that complicates it is honestly you guys, Poe, Freak, shit, even Lex, because that's like right around Lex when Lex and I was getting cool. When I lived at the studio in Richmond, I was kind of on some like hermit shit, honestly. Like only time niggas would see me is if y'all pull up, and then niggas was pretty good about pulling up. And I had all this shit I wanted to say and like share. And y'all was the only niggas that was receptive to it, but I didn't know. But then like if I was talking to somebody else that was like I would talk to the niggas I actually lived with, and they'd be just like, bro, nobody want to hear this shit right now. And then the other, like maybe a month ago, I was at Poe's house and I was like, fuck, man, every time I go to UNL house, y'all books make me like remind me to get back on my shit. And he was like, nigga, I only started getting books because every time I went in your room, you had a new fucking stack of books. He's like, what is this nigga doing? And then when we left for tour that first time, Freak was on the aux cord and was like, yo, play something. And I went to his phone and one of the sticky, because remember that wall that was full of sticky notes in my room? One of his background was one of those fucking notes, but all that shit was from all them books. And I'm just like, fuck. Yeah. So maybe there is something to a style and just kind of just being it, as opposed to like trying to like regurgitate what you just took into that person.
That part, because I think that's the hard part about like when people say people are preachy. You know what I mean? Is that you're coming across as if you're talking at a person.
Yeah.
Or when you're distributing your information, if you just learn the shit and then you're regurgitating it to somebody else, bro, you ain't even taking enough time to take that shit.
Facts.
So like for you to just be like all of a sudden like the teacher of this method, whatever, just from just hearing about it, it doesn't come across well. But if you be it, and then
if you be it, fuck,
and then it comes across a lot different. It's like, oh shit, that's another part of yourself now.
Yeah.
Like folks is like, how the fuck you even know about that shit? Which brings me to was it the something gospel, the Midnight Gospel? Bro, have you started watching that yet? Bro, that shit's sick with it.
Is it? Yeah. What's Midnight Gospel on?
It's on Netflix.
On Netflix, okay. Yeah. Damn. That's how we starting the show? Just on literature and shit? That's where we at?
Yeah. Pretty much. No, I wasn't going too much into it.
We're
It's like that's
a sophisticated podcast
today. For at least for now, it's just gonna get.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
I was about to say
we kind of just stumbled into that one, but yeah, it wasn't really.
Let's do it officially then. This is the Meet the Brave podcast. Happy to have you all here. I am Monty Draper.
I'm LG.
Lex B-U-B.
Hey, there we go.
Shit's got a ring to it.
It's got a ring. We might have something. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Another episode. Another social distancing, quarantine, shelter in place, sort of, kind of, not really.
Feel me?
Episode. Salute to all the content makers that are weathering, not even weathering, just able to pivot and still put out really great content. I think I wanted to start there. for me
Did
personally.
you get that Black China content?
No, because she wanted a little bit much. She was asking a lot. China was asking a lot. Hey, fans only is one thing, but China she wanted 500 off the bat, nigga. You can follow me for 500 like China. You wildin'. You
On
wild.
fans only?
Nigga, her
Just
Instagram.
bro.
Oh, wow.
Acceptance, man.
I'll accept your friend request for 5. For the 5. I ain't paying the 5.
$9.25 to get on her IG live.
Hey, so I did want to start there though, because there's a lot of people doing really cool shit and just pivoting. I attended a pod seminar just yesterday. Salute to Pod Recognize Pod, hosted by Special. A lot of really dope people in there. Shout out my boy Jordan. In everything that they got going on with Inside Lands. If anybody isn't familiar with Inside Lands, it's sort of set up like a variety show, but just done quarantine style. So whether you're a yoga instructor, a meditation instructor, you host a food show, you host a podcast, you want to DJ, you want to show some visuals, screen some visuals, anything, and they're offering a space to creatives to do so. So tap in with Inside Lands. Salute Jordan, salute John, everybody over there that's been killing it for a minute, honestly. They got a bunch of other shows too that they've been killing and have been able to prop up. And it just really was dope to see that community of all those different creatives yesterday for podcasts and different content. And to shows that we're all familiar with. All the Smoke. I'd like to highlight them because they've been doing a really, really dope job. They were doing a dope job before, but for whatever reason, this week they had GP on, and GP just reminded me of like one of the uncles talking big shit because hey man, say man, like he kept saying that shit. And I was like, this is gold, this is fucking gold. So yeah, salute to in this time, salute to all the content creators that are going above and beyond and finding new means of creativity. You guys got any shout outs to start?
Shout out Marshawn, man. Shout out Marshawn.
Salute the Beast Mode.
For passing out the Beast Mode face mask at the lake. He pulled up.
Ones that fit, too. Thank you, Marshawn.
Yeah. So he pulled up on that one. And then I found out from like one of our owners or whatever that that he was passing them out. He passed out 10,000 of them over at Highland Hospital.
Oh wow!
So that's just stuff that once again, stuff that's being done behind the scenes that don't need no recognition for. So just shout out to that situation.
Yeah, Lex Bub, you got any shout outs?
Nah.
Just keeping it regular today.
Trying to.
What's family life been like?
Family life's good.
Yeah.
Sid's out here riding bike. No training
wheels? Oh, wait. Okay, no. Because I got a horror story for learning how to ride without the training wheels. How did you approach that as a dad? And how different is it from how you learn?
Oh, because see, I learned no training wheels. I used to just go down the hill and try to balance. And if I fail, I fail. And then one day I finally got it and was pedaling. And then boom, I got it.
That's it.
But yeah, my legs is all scarred up.
That's the equivalent of your dad just throwing you in the pool. Like, hey, you'll figure it out. The instincts
No,
kick
bro,
in.
throwing you I got thrown through the waves, bro. In Hawaii.
What?
Oh, your dad's sick. Your dad's a sicko.
I wouldn't even tell that full story. That shit wild. But yeah, go ahead, like.
But nah, so for her, training wheels, and then after a few days, she kind of like got it. And then it went to, I'm pedaling, but you got to hold me.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it was like, no, I'm not holding you no more. I'm going to pretend like I'm holding you.
That's it. Like that's what my dad did. So with training wheels probably stayed on maybe a week. And I was like, this is cool, but all the homies was outside with no training wheels on. I look kind of suspect. Like, hey, look here, man. My bike don't look like theirs. Take these training wheels off. But it's fucked up because it had all the makings of like the starter BMX bike, so it looked cool as shit. But it had them whole ass training wheels on. So I was feeling away. Like, and that's when we still lived in it's San Leandro, but it's like on the literally the east is a block away. So it's like this San Leandro, but this is really the east, bro. Y'all got me fucked up. Them little hood niggas was outside with no training wheels.
It's like 156, 155.
G, come on. them niggas was outside with no training wheels, and after Christmas, everybody on their bike, and Pop sent me out there with training wheels. Them niggas must have roasted me. Like, I'll never forget that. Like, cause it was like scarring, bro. Take these training wheels off, cause in theory they probably could have stayed on longer, but going through all that was just a fucking nightmare.
It's
So
not like an East roast session, bro. That shit really touch your soul.
town niggas roast way different.
That touch your soul, bro.
Yeah.
You grow up real fast that way. Like that bullying shit, you grow real fast.
So, like, Pops, take these off. So he like, all right, man, we're going to have to just spend the day, like, practicing. And so he did exactly what you said. I'm riding, and he holding me like oh, that's what's up, I'm getting it. He like, yeah, you getting it, man, you getting it. Go a little faster. Go a little faster. And then his voice started getting further and further away. I'm like, yo. And then hit the fucking telephone pole. But it was like, it dawned on me that bro wasn't holding the bike for like half the block, so you can definitely do this as a mind thing. So then right after that, I was like, man, I got this.
Yeah.
But spent the rest of the day on the ground, hitting the pavement.
Yeah.
Freedom. But remember when you used to fall in the shit would get in your hands?
Oh yeah, like the
Oh.
asphalt and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
my
like the little
gosh.
pieces of rocks and stuff.
Those are the uncomfortable ones because your hand is fully fucked up, so you got to figure out how to. You get in the shower, you just doing all kind of weird shit. Oh man, the perks of
Being outside,
Mm.
running routes and hitting cars.
Trying to be funny.
Huh?
Trying to be funny.
Bro, that slant route used to be deadly, bro.
Oh no, that actually happened to you. It happened to me too, but I thought you were making fun of me. I definitely hit a parked car, bro.
Nah, that's a real thing, bro. Nigga, just go routes, bro. Just do go routes and take your chances of a car coming your way.
Yeah, but don't try to be Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice with it. And,
Bro,
yeah, you gonna.
don't work.
It's like
It
that
don't
time.
work. It worked, but I caught it. But I lost some teeth in the process. But I caught the ball though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nigga was about to like,
I caught it, but I for sure lost some teeth in the process. I ain't gonna hold you.
for real.
Oh man, what else? What else is the haps, Phil? Let's talk to me.
Finally at season 3 of Ozark.
There you go.
Episode 5.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What is your feeling around it right now at the halfway point essentially?
For me, it's kind of, I feel like this is the first season where they usually, I felt like before you didn't know what people's motives were until you got towards the end.
They gave you their motives in the first episode.
Yeah,
you spent the whole episode either rooting for them to accomplish it or not.
Yeah, and now it's like it's here.
Yeah.
This is what each person's motives is.
Yeah.
This is why they ain't getting along. And so I'm wondering if there's going to be a twist that comes later on, or if they're really just giving it to me that raw.
Oh, because you're only at 5, so you don't even get yeah. So yeah. Shit gets crazier. I think three was the and it's funny you say that because in real time I didn't think about it like that, but I had a beef with 3 the whole way through until episode 8 or whatever. Sort of like the Outsider, just knowing because the Outsider you know who's who, you know what the thing is you're looking for. You're like, what the fuck am I watching this for? But they managed to keep you interested, and once the black PI comes into the thing for the Outsider, it gets really good. But the same thing with Ozark. Once the brother becomes like a character, his whole shit just kind of hijacks the show in the best of ways. That's frustrating as a viewer too, because you're like, man, get this nigga up out of here, man. Like he, but you get it. Like it's kind of like the wife from Breaking Bad. I hated her so much, and then realized like, oh, she's bodying this as an actress. If I hate her this much,
Most definitely.
Yeah.
but you don't think of it like that, and it is a really silly thing to think about when you get that wrapped up into a TV show and you start feeling a way about a character. But it's like, damn, that means they're bodying this shit. Yeah, so,
Bro, that's how Peg was, man. Peg Bundy when she was on Sons of Anarchy. Bro, she swapped this shit up and she started going at bruh girlfriend,
Girl,
bro.
yeah.
Oh man, like that shit really touched my soul.
Did you watch Sons in real time or after?
I watched it real time.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the last season, it was all real time. So
Got you.
I did not find out Opie in real time. That was
See,
earlier.
we watched the Open real time. That was a sad day, man.
man,
Me and Freak was on the phone like like one of the homies really just died. Like, man, you good? I'm just checking on you. Me, Freak, and Goldie actually. It was like,
Nah,
yo,
that's real.
I'm just checking on you.
I caught that hella late, bro. My calls, bro. People was like, my nigga, we been on something else, my nigga. Like, it's something else
we
going on there.
been in more in Opie. Why you opening old wounds,
Bro, you right back to it, man. We forgot all about that, bro.
Why you opening?
Bro, once she got a hold of his girl, man, like it was never that scene when he had to take her out, bro. Was like one of the coldest scenes that we had in.
They wrote the hell out of that show. That's John Ritter in them, right? Yeah. They bodied that shit. And then the salute to everything they're doing with the Mayans too. Let's fuck it. Let's get into the shows. Do we want to walk back our black as fuck shit first, or do we want to stay in? Because this
we got to do that early.
All right, we should have started with that. Kenya Barris, bro, I'm so sorry. The whole writing room of Black as Fuck. I apologize. This is
you saw what he got from Netflix.
I don't even tell.
As a content creator for Netflix, he got 100.
Kenya Barris, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like not even like the 100. The getting 100 is a real big salute as a creative.
That's like Netflix's salute though.
Yeah.
Like that's how Netflix gives away their salutes to people.
To
like,
geniuses.
That show, hey, do what you want.
So that's probably
like an Adam Sandler deal.
That's probably like three shows, probably 3 shows worth of content, probably. So salute to you. But even outside of the deal, the innovativeness of the writing of Black as Fuck, the control, the patience, and the stick to itiveness of a vision, like seeing a vision through completely, and fully developing a thought. And I don't want to take credit for my perspective of how I received the show. I want to send a special shout out to my boy Jay New, who's becoming one of my favorite writers. Like, and he ain't even officially released nothing yet. He's just sort of kind of like, he reminds me a lot of you two in the fact that he's a thoughtful thinker and has something to say. But perhaps the climate doesn't lend to like just jumping out there right away and being a lot more meticulous about the release. So I appreciate that about both of you two and Jay New too. Your packaging, exactly. He mentions that all the time. But he brought up the point of like, nah, when you gonna say something, you have to go through the ringer and make sure that there are no holes in your presentation. And I don't subscribe to that at all. Which I probably should, but I don't. But in the grand scheme of Black as Fuck, we talked about it. We had our beefs with episodes 1, and not even really 2. Because when I went back, I was like,
only on 1 at that time. Just when I jumped out there.
Yeah,
so my bad.
Yeah, I'd only watched the first one and part of 2, but immediately 2 is dramatically better than 1, and 1 isn't that bad. I had to go back and watch 1 to make sure that I was tripping. And this was all my pre-bias and like being a product of consuming content in present day. Black as Fuck is brilliant, bro.
Yeah, when I sat down and just paid attention, actually watched, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a better chance because I didn't give it a real first chance, and I just felt fucked up about that. Then I was like, damn. I need to make sure when we get back on here, I better apologize.
Walk this back. Yeah. We all said it though. Like immediately, once I finished it, I hit y'all like, yeah, I fucked up.
But that's power. But that's power to him and part of his movement too, and just being like being that type of creator. Where I mean, it's in the credits at the beginning or whatever. We're just talking about the being unapologetically yourself. You know what I mean? So eventually, folks will come around to it if they inspire to come around to it, you know what I mean? But hey, shout out to them because that's a great show. That's a great acting on everyone's part in that show as well. Great cameos that has something to say. Each one of them have a position on that particular show. So, hey. Bro, is that the cousin or something like that? The brother from the internet?
Yes. Yeah,
bro, that would be killing me, man.
Bro,
when he pitched that show to him, bro, that shit killed.
But broke it down, and in the way Kenya was looking at him, like, that's actually a fire show.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm actually not mad at that. But then when he compares Joanna Man and Miss Doubtfire and like fucks him up, he's like, wait a minute, like we only lift up Miss Doubtfire because it's white, and we give bruh from Joanna Man a hard time because it's black. Like that. It's a great the dialogue, the some of the scenarios, and then there is the hard part for me at least, the hard part of what he accomplished with that show was presenting the conversation in the sort of tension that could exist with that amount of success and still trying to balance saying something. Cause you can easily dismiss that shit as like, bro, you rich. Nobody want to hear your struggles, nigga. Like, fuck out of here. But I think that visual of him and Tyler Perry engaging in that conversation, and Tyler Perry furthering his approach, and then in light of, we know what he's done with the studio and everything, but like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, we as a people, because of the subgenres of black, right? Like, we can't just throw a big blanket over and go, oh, black people gonna love this. That's not how we're built. That's not how any group of people is built, but specifically us.
Yeah, BT is not up there because of black people.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, black people hate BT, but like that's not the point. Like, it's not all the way up there because of black people. So like, it's, people are attracted to the culture of black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Naturally. So that's, at least it takes some of that that creativity out of us. You know what I mean? Like, just keep milking us for that. So,
Yeah.
I really resonated. That episode really resonated.
Same.
From just like, because it always goes back to our people and everyone wanting to seek an acceptance, and
Thank you.
What does that entail for yourself? You know what I mean? Like, are you accepting yourself, or are you getting that from outside perspective? And usually it's from, what who was that had that said the massa theory?
In the show?
No, not in the show. Somebody that said something about the are we always are. Damn it, Killer Mike. Mike talking about the us wanting like the acceptance from massa, like which massa, are we fighting to get more acceptance from most? You know what I mean? So that's kind of what that theory was. What Tyler Perry was talking about.
Yep.
But he was able to build a studio. He was able to have this whole line, get the plays, get all that stuff, without receiving, any of that acknowledgement that everybody is so, fighting over and losing pieces of themselves in order
at every step of the way, and never accomplishing what you're setting out to, and
then when you do, it doesn't move the needle for you like you thought it would.
Like you thought, man, that's it. And so it's like the Tyler Perry is the face of why serving, even if it's just your niche, like, and we've seen it over and over again, where you think about the deals that Baby was able to get, that Master P was able to get. Like, don't undervalue what your community can do for you. Like, serving them people directly right there to you. Start there first. Can you master that market? If you can master that market, we'll bet on you to master the rest of the market, because you done figured out your demo right outside your door every day. And not if you continue to overlook that, you'll constantly your efforts will constantly be undermined. And I thought that was such a brilliant conversation to have in terms of what niche. Oh, it's niche. No black film is gonna do this. Is gonna open at this weekend. Bullshit. Just off the sheer numbers, and we've seen it time and time again. What your Moonlights were able to do. What your in terms of budget and the support that they get from the machine. People hate those Tyler Perry movies. Allegedly, that don't seem to be the case, because every time they open to crazy numbers, because that niche market that you keep saying doesn't have any value is going to go see that and support, and the numbers come out crazy, and he's always in the black.
Bro, why do you think Get Out was so large?
Man,
like, it was giving people perspective on like what black people go through. Whether they're going to give a shit about changing anything about themselves or not, that wasn't the point. It was that they were intrigued by somebody shining a light on what Black people have to go through.
Facts.
And it was brought to like the forefront for me because I went to the classical viewing of Get Out, and to know that in that theater in the city, they filled up that symphony with, bro, I was probably one of, shit, I could probably count them in a room, 8 black people maybe
Jesus.
that was in that room. The rest was multicolor inside of that room, mostly white. And for them to, and it was kind of eerie on my part of watching this film with the music and me being as into it as I was, and being like actually connecting with the script of it and actually connecting with everything that was on the screen, and them watching it and watching it as if it was entertainment. You know what I mean? Like that part kind of tripped me up. But that's what made it so large. That's the reason why it was in a venue like that, being viewed that way. You know what I mean? Like it was just trippy to watch and feel. I felt kind of weird in that moment, but it was just like, damn, that's how big it is. But that's how people are viewing us. They're viewing us as a like an entertainment entity like that, bro. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's what Black as Fuck does is have that, highlight that conversation and offer some more developed perspective from people on the inside, because so often your thinkers and people who operate in a political realm or a socio-economical realm could come and try to tell the Beyoncés, the Hove, the Kenyas, the Tyler Perrys what they should be doing with their success and their fame and their wealth, and you're just like, and then because their voice is louder and more consistent, you can see them starting to weigh on the black public. Like, yeah, man, you know what? They should do more. They should do this. And it's like, nah, let me have this conversation from the inside out and offer you perspective and paint the picture in totality. And then and only then can you say something. But you can't really say nothing if you're not operating on the inside. And I think that was such a beautiful thing to do, especially with the dynamics of the generation of the kids. The 2 older girls are going to be like, yeah, man, shit wasn't always like this. And the younger generations of the kids within their family, the other siblings, they've only known wealth. They've only known wealth in the other kids. And it's a lot. That's an interesting story when you think about Jay Prince. Like his kids, for example, Prince Jr., he remembers that shit. He remembers how the struggle to come up, but the rest of the kids don't really have that the luxury of that duality, if you can call that a luxury per se, you know. So salute to again Kenya and everybody on the staff. I thought the episode with Lena, Issa, Will Packer, and all them I thought that conversation was great. Just because, again, the subgenres of black and everybody, bro, we have different journeys, different paths, and a semi-common goal, but sometimes the goal ain't even common, you know. But what they do share is an a want for the quality of black stories to evolve and expand, and in that you're gonna have some. This is the conversation I was trying to have about Lena and Queen and Slim, and one of the homies just wasn't trying to hear it at all. Was in if we're talking about in a space where all stories are kind of welcome from a white perspective, any spectrum of story is welcome. I think when you see the variety of the story that Lena tells, from The Shy, from A Queen and Slim, from the episodes that she wrote on Master of None, the new sneaker show that she's doing on Quigley, like, it's just that I'm all of these things. I want to be able to tell all of them. I don't want to just have, you only got to, if you're John Singleton, you only got to do Boys in the Hood every time. You got to figure out how to recreate Boys in the Hood. So you got to do a Baby Boy, and then you got to do a Snow. Like, damn, like I want to tell a lot of stories that represented a wider spectrum of the things that we're into, the things that moved us, the culture that we move, and that's what I aspire to do. So I thought it was all fascinating, man. But that episode in particular stood out to me.
Oh, definitely. That's a thin line too that we kind of walk amongst each other because there is so many, like it's so little, it's so few that make it into these rooms. So it's hard to keep it. In a way, it kind of feels like it's hard to keep it real in those rooms due to the fact that you don't want to down another person of color when you as a person of color understand the
How hard it
route
was
that
to
you
get
have
here.
to take.
Yeah.
So that was a cool way to
Damn, that was the best part.
to be on that topic and not make it come across as like being a hater in any type of way, but more so, all right, the next level of us moving to has to surround ourselves around being the best content creators as we can, as opposed to being a black content creator or being whatever color content creator.
But there is a delicateness in which saying that publicly in front of the others could cause some unnecessary issues.
Oh, completely.
Yeah,
Completely.
yeah.
That's why that particular moment was great because it was only them on that screen.
Damn.
You know what I mean? You can't say that in the public. That's the reason why Lena walked her whole thing back. It was like, bro, there's too many people in here for me to be downing another person of color, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough of you that do that already. So that's not where we're going to do it at. But in amongst ourselves, we have to be realer with each other and not take that part as personal as you would in those rooms where other people are viewing you. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, man.
But, yeah, great show. Great show. That was all those things were connecting. So,
Staying with shows, y'all about to bite my head off the other day, a couple weeks ago, when I brought up the Breaking Bad versus Better Call Saul conversation, and then we figured out what season they were in, and it was like, damn, by this time in Breaking Bad, shit was turned all the way up if you compare side by side Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, where they're at in Better Call Saul, it was on fire. Season finale of season 5 was pretty fucking epic of Better Call Saul. I'm gonna just put that out there, bro. And I before I could even say it, Poe puts it in our other group chat and goes, "So, is Better Call Saul fucking with Breaking Bad just from a writing perspective?" And that was what I was getting to that day, and just never said it. From a writing point of view, it's something about Better Call Saul that's got me for real, y'all. I can't even hold you. And the fact that Poe jumped out there and said it made me feel less crazy. But it was a combination of him saying it and then the finale of 5. The finale of 5 is fucking crazy, bro. And it's where the story, because there's little moments where it connects to Breaking Bad. You'll see a character that was notorious in Breaking Bad that just kind of just makes a cameo out of nowhere in Better Call Saul. And now a few of the characters that are reoccurring in Breaking Bad are consistent on Better Call Saul. But the tension of the cartel, we never got that backstory in Breaking Bad. And so now they're fully developing why it was so much funk and why why Walt was able to infiltrate and pit them against each other the way he was, and eventually, because he technically beat them. If you think about it in a grand, he beat them and then had to go head up with the Aryans. But the reason he was able to defeat the cartel is because there was already tension. And he was a real one, yeah. And he was a real one. Most importantly, he was a real one. But the tension, and so now the story of that tension is being like it's come to a head, and you're like, oh fuck. So maybe it's not one's better than the other. Maybe it's just no. It's not. Breaking Bad is special for a reason. Like I'm not gonna continue to do that.
But it's a good show to go to since we do not have it.
Spinoffs are hard to do.
They are.
Spinoffs are really hard to do, and the fact that we did, I thought of that because Sons of Anarchy and Mayans.
So you trying to tell me it's gonna be hard to recreate all of those power outlets that they're doing?
What you mean?
Like they're doing the Sons of the Power, the backstory of the original people. Of the
Power. If I had to put my money, those are gonna be terrible. If I had Power was, I get so much shit from people about like how little I fucked with Power. Power irked my soul. Like, because it was so much of it that It's already one of those unbelievable stories already, and now you're not even gonna try to tie certain shit in, bro. You just gonna say fuck it, like we here now, nigga. None of it has to make sense. Like, don't do that. I'm too invested. So that's why at 4, when they fully stopped giving a fuck, I was off it, bro. I was done. I was done because I wanted to like it. I wanted to like Power really bad. It's 50. Is nah, but now you disrespected me now at this point.
That's the thing. That's the part. That's the part of the thin line right there. Is just that I hate when you disrespect the audience.
Man,
Like you don't like for the most part, people can get around, some of the stuff or whatever. But when you just completely take out I don't even want to say like the intelligent people in your that's not even what it is.
No.
It's literally when you just take out the people that think about these type of things, like you just completely excommunicate them from your base, is when I'm out.
yeah,
I
man.
get confused, man. I get confused. Like now now you basically made this into the Love and Hip Hop
Basically,
type of group. You know what I mean? Like you kind of put a camera in front next to like fictional characters.
And don't get it fucked up. I'm here for some trashy TV, but it's just got to be done really, really well.
Yeah.
That's all. Like I'm here for it. Like it was a run there where I was fully fucking with Love and Hip Hop. Like the beginning of Stevie J's storyline was amazing. I'm gonna go out and say that. I have no shame about that. Then you get the Love and Hip Hop like Miami and Hollywood. Then it gets a little crazy,
bro. They took that last season when Ghost got hit, and they made alternate endings for every single person that could have done it. That meant everybody across the board that was still alive had an opportunity to be that person just in case it leaked. When you doing stuff like that and you tell the public that's what you've done, how the hell are you still watching this, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to look at that to the end.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm telling y'all, because Power went to 6 seasons or 7.
I don't know. I started watching Power after, I think, the first season.
I thought it was like season 5, part A, part B, or some shit.
Oh.
Or was it season 5 and then season 6?
No, I think Power went to 6.
Oh, they did that break it up in the middle or
Oh,
something?
no, they
Yeah.
for sure did that. But I'm
thought-
trying to remember where I
So
jumped
I'm
off the
guessing
bandwagon.
that would be the 6th season. Or
So spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched that trash ass show.
that started off good.
Whenever the daughter got killed is when I was done, because I couldn't do it no more. Like whatever season that was, I was off it after that. That was too much.
No, I was see, because I think about stupid shit inside of like within shows. So like I'm thinking like, why doesn't Ghost just continue to run the club? I'm like so confused. So like when that wasn't the case, and then I'm like, why isn't he just fucking with the chick from the FBI or whatever the hell she from?
No. But see, okay, and now I got to defend the show. So it was a few reasons why he couldn't just see. This is how you get roped back in. There was a few reasons why he couldn't just run the club. Tommy didn't want him to go out like that. And then because of the cash, like trying to get the money clean, he couldn't get it all clean at once. So then there was that too. And then
But you couldn't even keep that as like an option?
No, because every and that was a fucked up part, because everything he did dug him in deeper.
See, this how
Kanan was on his ass.
This is how you know where I stopped at the show.
Yeah.
Because these are where my questions are at, but you can also tell that I didn't look further into it.
Yeah.
Like I got these questions still to this day. And all this shit I'm pretty sure has been answered already.
Yeah, Kanan was on his ass still.
I didn't make it to Kanan.
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah. See while I'm shitting on the show, there's a run there where it was great TV. I'm not gonna do that to Power. Season 1, Rocky is season 1. Season 2, and season 3, I feel like are pretty damn flawless. Because as it's still just trying to deliver on the action and somewhat on the story. The story didn't feel as compromised as it did going forward. So yeah, we just did a whole deep dive on Power. How the fuck did we get here, guys?
Looped them.
It happens.
It happens.
That wasn't a part of any of the topics. Either.
At all. Let's close out our TV discussion. I think this is the last one. It's Sunday. We're recording on a Sunday. Tonight, 6 p.m. West Coast time. Episodes 3 and 4, The Last Dance, will air. Did y'all get to watch episodes 1 and 2 last week?
Yeah, that's how I came up with that point of one of my notes of
Perfect time to bring it up then.
betting on yourself
Huh.
versus like just going ahead and not betting on yourself, like with the whole Scottie Pippen thing when he was like, I've been prone to injuries, so I wasn't really comfortable with betting on myself. And then how a lot of people online was kind of like talking shit about how he wasn't betting on himself. And I'm like, how many of you motherfuckers actually bet on yourselves?
Yeah.
And then you guys want to blame Pippen when really he's thinking about his family and everything else. And I get it. It was a shitty.
So that Pippen shit, it bothered me because of how much of the debate conversation it controlled for the week, based off of the
counting pockets.
Not really counting pockets though. It's a whole bunch of revisionist opinions, and it's just hard to do.
Well, the docket is hella old though.
It's hella old, but it's pretty straightforward what happened.
Yeah.
And so what kept happening throughout the week is like the scenario wasn't being painted in totality. So what happened, for example, Scotty gets there, he performs above anyone's expectations because he was a Division II player that no one knew about. So then there's that. But he is injury prone. He has the back issue. He has a bunch of things, little nagging things that would sort of allude to bruh may not have the longest, healthiest career. That second sort of leap that he took, he wasn't forecasted to do that, right? And so Scotty wanted a long-term guarantee so that he could take care of his family immediately in Arkansas. And
did he have Larsa at this time?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm about to say he for sure had to take care of Larsa.
This is pre her. This was still naive, pretty naive.
Oh, he got Larsa like in Portland.
I don't know.
That's a good
That's a good
They
question.
should probably tell that story. I want to know at what point in Scottie Pippen's time frame did he get Larsa Pippen, because that would have told us a lot about how he lost her.
He made that decision.
No, how he lost her.
No, we know how he lost her.
No, but it'll tell a lot though. Like at what point in time was he able to get
Future.
her?
March Madness came out and it was over,
bro.
That's why that happened.
That's cold.
That's
game,
fucked
man.
up. I'm sorry. That's
cold.
Monster.
It was either that or Monster. I'm a bet it was March Madness though. March Madness is just one of those joints where it's like, all right, I can do anything in the world now.
Yeah.
Damn. We gotta talk about that.
Or she just saw the Sprite commercial and heard, I moved the bass. And she was like, ooh.
They be in the club though. So like if that's the only music that you hear in the club, because for a while that's the only thing you would hear, or at least to end the night.
Yeah.
And if you got the contact, then that did the work for you.
All right, guys, we gotta stop. Yeah. We gotta stop. This is getting out of hand. No, Last Dance. So the Scotty conversation was bothering me because it was pretty.
Scotty don't have the highest charisma, but go ahead, my bad.
L not gonna let it go. Fuck. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that. Let me focus. So
that had to be an easy ass transition. Like it could have been any rapper at that point.
Oh my gosh.
He's trying to say he was
Y'all
number
stop.
2 in life.
Okay. This is not okay. Oh fuck.
Oh man, that man gonna die alone, man. Because he ain't getting better. You don't add charisma, bro.
Jeez, stop, please. Oh shit, I feel bad now. I don't even want to have the conversation no more because it's like it's been completely hijacked. like really over here seriously trying to paint a picture, and niggas just completely hijacked that. Oh, with some valid ass points though. So it's like nigga said he's gonna be number 2 his whole life. That's fucked up.
Oh man, go for it, man. Okay.
I don't even know anymore.
Nah, go ahead. Dig deep.
No, so what was happening is specifically with Scotty, they offered him something
17 million?
18
million, 7 years.
7 years. And that's jaw dropping in comparison to find out how ridiculously underpaid Michael was. Mm-hmm. For that team to carry the league, and then for ownership to be able to justify, all right, hey, and in negotiations go, hey, Scott, at least owner for the Bulls is like, I tried to convince him not to take it. No, you didn't. You knew you were getting them on a cheap. Like even at that rate, if he is injury prone, you still got him for a steal.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the
He said he tried to
In the
convince
he
him?
said he said he tried to convince him not to take it. Like, this is not a good deal. Bet on yourself. And that come on, fam. That's not
And
how
then
that's
he
not
was
how
like,
negotiations work.
But once he signed, I'm not renegotiating
Yeah.
nothing.
If you sign this, there's no renegotiating at all. So you can get as mad as you want. You can cuss whoever you want out. You can do all the shit you want. I'm not budging because this is the conversation we had prior to.
Damn, that's wild. He was
And then people had the nerve to go as far as to blame the agent. Scottie Pippen is represented by one of the best agents to ever do it. Just want to point that out. So it just was a shitty circumstance where this is just business. Because even me, dog, if I told you I'm not renegotiating, I'm not renegotiating. Like, it's pretty straight up and down. You can get as mad as you want. You can turn out to be one of the greatest 50 players ever. That's all hindsight thing. I bet on me. You didn't. So
Bro, the first contract offer is always the disrespectful one, just
Facts.
to see what's going on.
facts.
And if you didn't even if you even entertain the fact that my bullshit offer is okay, my nigga, I'm not about to tell you that it ain't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care how much I fuck with you. I'm not about to tell you that this ain't, man.
So yeah.
I'm giving the offer. Come on, man. That's a wild statement for him to say.
Yeah, man. The sympathetic figure thing, I felt like that wasn't a conversation to be had. I felt like there was a different conversation to have in and around that situation, around the economic structure of the league, who the face of the leagues are, of that league in particular, what they're generating for the league, and how someone could even get away with doing some shit like that. I thought that was a conversation that needed to be had. If one of the 50 greatest players to this day, and the nigga that should be the logo was underpaid, how the fuck are y'all still mad at LeBron now? But nobody wanted to have that conversation. They just wanted to have this weird sort of dwarfed conversation about what happened then. No, nigga, now you understand why niggas is only signing contracts for a year at a time. Or if they do 2 years, they got an option to get out of there. Or they taking control into their own hands in terms of their career goes, as far as their career goes. Excuse me. So for all and this is for the journalist and the analyst of color. So for as much time as y'all spend bashing LeBron, i.e., Scottie Pippen's career is while LeBron moves the way he moves. Michael Jordan's career is while LeBron moves the way he moves. Fuck you out of here with that basketball talk, nigga. You guys have been getting niggas to be the faces of your leagues on the cheap. Not gonna happen no more, buddy. Oh, in the process, we're gonna start an agency that y'all know I'm a part of, but on paper, we did it the right way, so you really ain't got no paper trail connection back to me, but y'all know I'm affiliated with it because my niggas run it. And it make y'all mad. That's all it is. So if people really want to look at where the turn in terms of how LeBron was covered, he's villainized for the bread he's generating, and how many athletes he's putting on financially and mentally.
Bro, while playing. Like
While playing.
Bro was able to pull that off and still is on the court. But best believe you cannot talk to him as if he's a player. And that's you as the owner. Best believe you cannot talk to that bruh as if he's a player, bro.
Man.
Like that's just how it is. So that was the beauty of it, and that's also why the people got mad about it. But it's cool. But yeah, I didn't see the doc or anything like that, but I did see like some of the topics around it.
Yeah.
So those are interesting. So I'll let y'all do it. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to 3 and 4. I got really, really lucky. Sunday night after 1 and 2 aired, Monday morning I woke up to a text with a link of all 10 episodes. And I did that stupid creative thing where I was like, oh no, I gotta watch it in real time. It's disrespectful to the craft. Nigga, if you don't press play. And so all day Monday I kind of just like, I can't do it. Woke up Tuesday like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. Fuck it. Watched episode 3. Fire. Went to click episode 4. The link was down, bro. That's what you get. Because I probably could have, if I would have started on Monday morning, I would have finished it. So it was like you had your window, you had your time. You fucked it up. But there's been a link floating around of that because it wasn't the version that we've been watching on TV. It was whatever the edit was they did before this one.
Oh, so you would have got to see all the assholes.
Yeah, man. It was that episode 3 was crazy. So I fucked up.
How do y'all feel about Jordan talking about his teammates being in the room and doing hella shit, and he was like,
That's the dirty Matt King.
"Bro, I was like, I'm gonna get out of here because if nobody knock on the door, then I'll be grouped in with the rest of them."
Yeah, that's dirty Matt King. I don't know why everybody was so surprised by that. That if we don't know anything else about MJ without knowing MJ, I would have bet that he's a dirty Macker. Like not even real, not even for real. Because it's like if you don't want to be affiliated with that shit, you just won't be affiliated with it. But don't ever talk about it publicly like that. Like everybody knew that what type of time the niggas was on. That you don't have to confirm it though. That's fucked up,
Bro,
MJ
you
just trying to
had
tell the
Bill
story.
Cartwright. Was it Bill Cartwright? No, Bill
Winnington and
Bill
Cartwright
Winning-
and Cartwright.
Well, you have Bill Winnington though, bro. Them, they was on something.
No, they wasn't on that team though. Don't do that. Don't put Bill Winnington wasn't on that team. That's disrespectful.
No Bill Winnington?
No, not that team, nigga.
Come on, man.
No, that's crazy. You were gonna group Bill Winnington in with the cocaine team?
Yeah, and Luke Longley,
This nigga's crazy.
Tony Kukoc.
L, what are you saying right now?
Oh, this was before that.
Oh, you're not. Wait, what are you talking? Yeah, you thinking about the cocaine Chicago Bulls?
Yeah.
That wasn't that team, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
My bad. Oh, that came later. That was in the 90s.
He was about to say Tony Kukoc is out here doing blow. Holy fuck. You're crazy.
The only fucked up thing is with a name like that, you think he'd do a little bit.
Oh, Tony Kukoc for sure did blow.
I don't think he was moving it.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I think Tony.
That's a
I
fact.
think Tony had them things coming into the dock.
Hey, Tony, where's Tony from? Tony Kukoc. Is that Italian? Is he Russian? What is he? Can we figure this out? Can we find this out real quick?
I was gonna throw it out there. Lithuania.
Kukoc. I can't even figure out where's the origin of that name? Got anything?
I couldn't tell you.
Tony Kukoc is drum roll. Croatia.
Croatia.
Oh, I was close.
I was
That's
closer.
racist as fuck.
I was closer.
What?
I don't know.
Lithuania, Russia. Where we at? Okay, let's not do this because this is going.
This is really going to out some people on the map.
This is going out.
See, I stayed quiet this time.
I thought they were intelligent. Niggas don't know geography. Holy fuck! I'm so sorry, y'all. That's disrespectful.
Bro, I used to hate geography in class, bro. Like, don't tell me, don't give me the map, bro, with nothing on it.
Nigga, don't give me the world map, let alone. Remember they used to make you memorize the capitals and the abbreviations of the states, and then then you had to do the presidents.
Bro, I was sick every time. I was sick every time that came up, bro.
Stressed.
Ah, shit, I don't feel good today.
States and the capitals was like more smooth sailing. It was the president shit that was weird to me. Like, no, what the fuck am I memorizing this for? They're all trash. Shout out to Lincoln, but he trash too. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because that was up until Clinton was the most recent president. We were like maybe Bush by the time. Nah, Bush wasn't even president by the time I was doing president.
Yeah, I just didn't.
No, Bush Senior, yeah, but not yeah. So Clinton was it was all the way up to Clinton. It was like, well, why do I have to remember these things?
Yeah, I just didn't care. Like, what's the point in knowing somebody's state and capital then if I don't live there?
If I don't live there. Oh, then you had to do the state project reports, and it's like, so now I know all this random shit about Minnesota, but it's like dated because it's like 97. So nigga, it ain't the same no more.
Once again, school curriculum. School fucking
That's what
curriculum.
we had going on. Damn. We got this new thing of just letting certain clips run on YouTube while we're doing a pod, and what do you know? TDE Appreciation Week track Uno pops up, and it's the Soul song.
How do you say that?
That's Top's handle. Top's IG handle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know Top had an IG, to tell you the truth. So.
Yeah. That's the yeah, if you want to go find him, that's it right there.
Yeah.
But salute to Soul, salute to TDE. Have you guys been tuned in for TDE Appreciation Week at all?
Most definitely. I know they definitely riling up something.
Yeah, Reason was yesterday or day before.
Great video.
Man, Zay, we got some new Zay. I feel got some new Sir.
Sirs was dope. Boogie, great job.
I feel I don't feel worthy of them niggas, bro. Like for Soul to start it off the way that he did and kind of have been low. Like he popped up, did the Reason shit and a few other features here, but for the most part been kind of low. And then kind of just like, oh, let me remind niggas I'm damn near the nicest in the crew, but I'll never probably be as popular as even some of the new signees, but just to remind y'all I'm the dopest. And he sounded
I think it just matters if you have Dot's respect, and he has Dot's ultimate respect.
he has everybody's respect. Like even the new signees come in going like, yo, I fuck with Kendrick and everybody, but can I get a verse from Soul?
Right.
Like I've heard that multiple times. But I think the thing that fascinates me the most about Soul, this is Absol TDE we're talking about. The thing that fascinates me the most about him, G, is he's able to have commentary around being sort of undervalued or overlooked without sounding bitter. He just applies it to, I'm gonna chop your head off there. Is that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like he just, most niggas that are rightfully so overlooked have this bitterness that's like, I don't really want to listen to a bitter nigga rap. Like Soul don't ever sound bitter to me. he just sounds like he's getting better.
Yeah. I think because Soul has so many health things that go on.
Yeah.
Like I think that he don't really spend much time thinking about bitterness. Like for the most part, yeah, they would be sick or that they could be working on sick shit. Like his rhymes be dope as fuck. So either working on that type of idea with his girl or in the booth, bro. Like that's just like the life that nigga be living. Be chilling. I think Soul be chilling a lot more than niggas be thinking, bro. Like that nigga just be posted.
That's what that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Is like you said it with the health stuff. It's probably tending more towards that and like like finding comfort in living, and so it is more so chilling and comfort.
I think at first he did want a lot of those things that rappers usually want initially, though. Like,
I feel like that's normal for. I feel like everybody
for sure
starts that way.
For sure.
Yeah.
But then I think if you're a type of person too, then once you actually have that in your grasp, then you know actually there's a lot of things that come with that. So then you start thinking about, maybe I should not, this is like a subconscious thing, but like maybe I should tailor it back a little bit so that I can still be authentic to myself. Because once you make it to the stratosphere that most rappers initially want to grasp, you got to understand that, nigga, you're going to lose more and more of yourself in that. Not saying that you have to lose yourself, because you can definitely, try to keep it lit as an individual, but the public is going to be asking for a lot more from you.
Facts.
Nigga, ask Eminem. You know what I mean? Like I know he's a white rapper, but that nigga, when he did get on the way that he got on, he can never go in the public again.
No.
Like there's certain things that you lose about yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you still want to be around the public and them still not be, like they'll be in awe that you're in their presence, but they're not going to be like overwhelmed to the fact where you can't walk the streets. Nigga, that's a tough thing to swallow.
Yeah.
Like Doc can't walk no streets.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
No, without entourage. Like just him solo without like a bodyguard.
Oh no, fuck no. You're right.
Niggas want to ask you questions. They want to pass you a CD.
Damn.
Floppy disk.
A floppy disk.
Pictures with you.
Hey,
buddy, when was the last time you saw a floppy disk, bro?
what was annoying is like recently, so that now I can't even because those old NPCs take floppies, and the homie gave me like one of those floppy disk trays full of drums, and now I'm just like, what the fuck, So it's like, yeah.
I just remember how them things used to be inserted, bro. Like damn, that's floppy disk, man.
Bro, who came like the evolution, the floppy disk to the USB memory stick, a hard drive. It's like, what the like. We got to have we got to do a real family tree of technology for real, and like just look at where we're at now to the cloud, my nigga.
Yeah, doing away with the desktop.
Doing every man.
Like there's still desktops out there, but they're damn near obsolete. Like they still do work that they're like for certain things that you need to get done for sure because they hold a lot more. Usually tend to have a lot of power in them, but that's like, about it. Like they're pretty much storage.
The towers at least, yeah. Huh. In that space, like watching, have you guys noticed the drop off in quality for shit that you're streaming? Like, have you noticed it's harder to stream lately? Has it been for you?
Harder to stream?
Not harder. You can still stream, but for whatever reason, the lag and like the quality takes a little longer. Like AMC was a real struggle this week for me, at least with the Breaking Bad and that new show that Andre 3000 is on. Like I watch a lot of AMC shit directly, and it was for whatever reason that particular app was tripping. And then I read this article about just how much available bandwidth that exists, but everybody being at home and either working remotely, sending big ass files, or all streaming at the same time, like it's not conducive for all of us to be online at the same time.
Damn, they really need that 5G.
I never even like thought about there could be a cap on internet. You know what I'm saying? But now that seems to be a thing. And with all the content creators that are uploading stuff, another thing that just hit me like a ton of bricks this week is that Facebook is not free-form media. That shit's controlled. The fact, like, if it came out this week that if anybody was saying,
unless you're Russian,
this nigga, it came out this week that if anybody was saying anything that they didn't deem worthy or healthy to the conversation of COVID-19, YouTube was taking that shit down. And don't get me wrong, part of me was like, grateful for that. But then it creates this tricky, slippery slope. It's like, well, if you can just take people's shit down because you don't agree with it, this ain't free form, then. Because in the concept of free, it's always kind of existed with free form media. Like you're gonna get some shit that's toxic, dangerous, and like borderline. What's the word? Borderline. Like just hateful rhetoric could exist in a space that's identifying as free form media, and so if we get to these security checks for COVID, there's another breach and sort of abandonment of our liberties that we would be compromising for the sake of quote unquote living safer. I don't know where I personally land with that, so I just wanted to ask the group, like, how do niggas feel about, possibly the intent and sort of the reasoning for these things is like we want to make things safer, but in the process we're paying for more of our civil liberties. Like we're paying with our civil liberties. Like that don't scare niggas a little bit or concern niggas a little bit?
I guess my thing is, do you think they just now started this?
No, this has always been a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, but now we're a little bit more compliant. The fucking agreement sheets we get on these phones where the agreement is hella small and there's just no way you could read that whole shit. The stuff that exists in there that we've just given away.
Did I tell you about when I was like out in Redwood and I went to this convention I was supposed to take pictures at, and the whole talk was about data and those leasing agreements. Now, first off, to go to this, you had to pay $25,000, and it was only a 2-day thing. So everybody in there was long money, basically, and there was only 2 black people, and the one black dude came up to me, he was like, I know you taking pictures, but pay attention to what these people is talking about. And there was a lady there who said she's like one of the main people that writes up those contracts. And they purposely make the font that small so when you try to read it, you start to get a headache.
It's Willy Wonka, nigga. Yeah. Remember the contract was getting smaller at the bottom and they didn't know what they were signing. Like, I for whatever, my bad. That's what I often think about.
Like, I always thought like the reason they did that was just they were trying to hurry up and cram something in. But when you really think about it, it's like, what are you trying to cram in when you just have to keep scrolling? But
Facts.
she was actually saying that when they hired her, that's what they purposely do, so you don't realize all the things you're giving away by just agreeing to that shit. Like all the information in that data, like some of those ones you agreeing to on your phone, they actually are reading not just data from you using that app, but just you using your phone. Period. What you're taking pictures of and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you originally get your phone, you have to sign off on a lot of that shit. So that's the reason why they like you would say like the government and all them, they're able to get their stuff through the phone companies is because of you've already agreed to it. But the as far as like what Manny was just talking about though, slight sidestep, but that's the reason why I brought up like things that I found out, and it was just that the people so basically they have waited. They had to find out what their shoe size was by somebody telling them what it was. So like by like somebody sizing them was the only way that they was able to find out what their shoe size was. So this entire time to this point, they was wearing the wrong size shoe, and found out well into like their 30s 40s that oh shit the size I was wearing was smaller than what my foot is. So now I know that my foot is larger. So what am I going to do with all the shoes that I had before that was hurting my feet? But I couldn't figure out why they was hurting my feet. And it's kind of like that thought process right there. What really brought me from like that's where I sidestepped is because we got to remember that there's a large part of the population that do not think for themselves, like just naturally. So like common sense would have told you in that moment, my feet have been hurting. Maybe I should try another size.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But no, I didn't do it until I finally got sized like by a doctor that told me that my shoe size was the wrong size. You know what I mean? So like it's just things like that. So like yes, naturally you will sign away your life without a problem. As long as you're gonna make it easier on me, then you'll do it. So that's kind of how I feel about that topic. Is just that we kind of forget because we're free thinkers that when you sign up to be that way, you naturally are making it harder on yourself. But it's okay too, because at least you get to take back a part of what your initial civil liberties were. You know what I mean? Like that's just not what a lot of people are signed up for. They're signed up to make this thing as easy as possible on themselves. And if that means that somebody else is thinking for me, then please do take that off my plate because I have enough things on it already.
What if not in such a general sort of political sense, but even narrowed down? This is a conversation we were having last night. We're just talking about relationships and shit, and courting is like, and one of the things somebody in the conversation said was like, yo, I wasn't getting to be myself, and the whole room was like, oh yeah, that's man. Then fuck that shit. If you ain't get to be you, and for whatever reason, last night was the first time I heard that and went, maybe that's the point. What if being you just is shitty or wasn't working? Like maybe I shouldn't be me this time. Maybe this person or this experience forcing me to step outside of that is a good thing. That shit hit me like a ton of bricks last night, bro.
Yeah.
Like, cause even me, it's like I don't want to compromise myself and what I'm standing. Fuck that, man. If it's making you uncomfortable and you ain't killing nobody, it ain't completely. If it's not a complete like removal from your get up and your morals and your shit, like if you can seriously sit down and do the pros and cons, and this is forcing you outside of yourself to work a little bit harder, be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more focused, just do better and with the better intentions, is that a bad thing for real? Oh no.
Yes,
it is. All right.
It is.
Okay.
Only because there's so many people. So many people doing that processing for themselves is scary as hell because I can't monitor what your brain will take you to.
Man.
There's no way to monitor that. So with that being said, that's the reason why like there was such an uproar about the Joker coming out before it came out. Was that the idea behind it was that it was it'll be glorifying mental health, like somebody is going through a mental health issue and coming into their own by accepting what their issues are, and basically tapping into other people who have that a similar strand in order to create a revolution. And that was scary as hell for the powers that be, because it's a matter of what if that talked directly to the public and they weren't able to monitor it. So the only way to do that was to fight tooth and nail to make sure that this film doesn't come out. You know what I mean? And not give people the opportunity to even see something like that glorified without getting like the full scope of like what the film is even about. You know what I mean? Just the idea from looking at, at the film festivals and stuff like that, like, there's no way we can have that shit come out because we can't monitor what that's going to do to the public. And then it goes right over to the thing that happened in the Batman film in the theaters. Oh, we're just gonna the way that we're gonna push this to the public is that we're gonna stop something like that from taking place. We're gonna be ahead of this time. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. I think we just kind of forget that there's hella people and we can't hold them all. As we can tell with this whole Corona thing, we can't hold them all. So like it's just like we got to give y'all blanketed stuff. Like we got to tell you. All right, so now we think that the virus is airborne. So y'all need to wear a mask wherever y'all go. We're going to force you to now, because we couldn't tell y'all to stay in the house without pushing it to the extreme and saying that we're going to do martial law. So instead of doing that, because we don't know the mental state of our public right now, how about we just say, the virus is airborne now. Everybody wear a mask, and you can't get to your essentials without wearing a mask.
Yeah, nah, man. You mentioned it, G. Like, just reopen the country. It's kind of
reopen it.
They did the soft opening this weekend. the lake is jumping everywhere. Everywhere's kind of jumping, man. So
it was barbecue galore out there. Like it wasn't actual barbecues, but it was picnics.
Yeah. And people
niggas ain't did a picnic in hell long, bro. There's hella blankets out there. Folks were just out there just doing shit.
Just to be out. And then so a couple things you brought up in that, like the country's reopening, but it feels like it's in response to and I'm sorry, let me stop saying that's irresponsible. It's not, but it kind of feels like it is. And but the domestic violence rate we already discussed is through the roof, but the suicide rate is one of the reports was like one in some of the smaller towns too was like one a week. It's like they're responding to almost 5 a day in that same county. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's something I did feel bad for in these times. It's just people that are going through like
already we're going through shit.
Yeah, but like going through like a clinical depression.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been either it's been mapped as that by an actual diagnosed by that as a doctor, or it hasn't yet. You know what I mean? So I was definitely thinking about that with all this. So I definitely feel for those situations, man.
Yeah, that report in itself, was staggering. For a lot of reasons, but more so for the fact that okay, what does the next step look like for real? In terms of is it gonna be as simple as like, yo, all right, we back rocking again? The information that keeps coming out, just what do we believe? They had that hot mic situation where a board of Congress members were just talking amongst themselves, but that the mic was on, and it was like, and there are reports that that's fake. But I genuinely don't know what to believe especially based on the conversation that they were having. Like they had been able to been tested for it. Oh, it ain't real. Joking about it not being real. Like what's really going on? And the more people that continue to perish from it, people that are notable that we know, especially as a black celebrity, or even some sort of degree of separation. If your family hasn't yet been directly impacted by it, it creates this weird sort of purgatory where no one knows what to do. We were talking about it in our chat, and just like I personally have made a choice just to err on the side of responsibility because of the people that I love. I miss Gigi like crazy. I told her that. I texted her that, or she texted me that. She must have just been feeling. I was like, man, I miss my dog, but it's like I feel like we're one of those rare cases where we get to build with our elders religiously. So it's like gotta play it safe just for that, but. Fuck, it ain't just the elders that are susceptible to it. Like it's a few young niggas that I know that are gone now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like don't really know what conversation to have or not to have around it, other than just continuing to do our part. And luckily, we have this sort of close proximity to continue the show. But how responsible or irresponsible is continue to generate content. You know, but I feel like. I don't know. I have so many questions.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of hard to be responsible when your leadership is so irresponsible, man.
Jesus.
Like it's sickening as much as like this is the folks that we got to deal with in these times. But hey, the only reason why I say reopen is just like, for one, I don't know how much the economy could take much longer. It's getting wild out there.
It's wild. It's here.
Yeah,
it's here.
I don't know how much more it could take.
Yeah.
But on top of that, the public, I don't know how much more the public can take it, man. Like sometimes the best remedy is just be like the irresponsible one, where you just let people be irresponsible. Like the people that want to be irresponsible, go for it. And then we would just be like, these are the restrictions that we're going to give you in the public. But whatever y'all want to do outside of
that,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's at
You
this
got
point,
it, man.
It's kind of at that point.
What the mask sizing and the type of mask, all this new information we're having to learn on the fly. Have you picked anything up?
No. I don't. Well, I still don't really like. I just got a regular mask, but like I don't put much thought into like the mask part unless you are in a hospital.
Yeah.
Like I think the people in the hospital need the mask because they're right there front and center.
Yeah.
Give them those, but in the public, we just need to not be in front of people. You know what I mean? Like naturally, just don't be in front of folks.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll be alright.
No.
So if you want to put a mask on top of that, go for it. But the whole airborne thing, by all means, think of it as you will. But I think you really just need to just have something to cover your face if you're inside of a store where you're more prone to it. Yeah. After that, in most people's lives, you're not that prone to being in contact with folks like that. Now, if you're around elders, I think you need to wear a mask.
Facts. Yeah.
I don't think you need no special breathing mask though, bro. We're not around sick people.
Bruh,
like that.
some of the people that you see walking downtown with the
full respirator mask.
Oh my gosh, it's like, are you serious?
Bro, they wearing the full PPE gear, like the protective gear, and
man,
they damn near looking like like they work for NASA. And it's like, bro, what's up? All right, man. I mean, because that's kind of like that's like the moments where you're actually asking for it. I feel like if there was a virus and a disease out there, it's gonna come find you. It's like, bro, this motherfucker obviously need to. He obviously asking for me.
Jesus, man. R.I.P. Fred the Godson. That was tough. I wanted to start the show with an ode to one of my favorite rappers of all time, and sort of the person that bonded me and my dad. My dad and I bonded super heavy over the concept of how amazing Scarface is, and he publicized battle with COVID, and is now going to have to receive dialysis treatment post that run-in with COVID. It was really hard to hear. I happen to have a significantly strange relationship with the whole concept of dialysis treatment as a whole. my grandmother Ella, who is no longer here, received treatment. I believe her treatments weren't as frequent as who then our grandfather Ted, who my grandma married. His routine treatments up to 3 times a week now. But I would take him too, and finally one day I was just like, yo, what is it? Like, because I remember going to the center and still not even knowing what it was, and never thinking to ask, like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like, what is this per se? And to see how much of our country sort of in especially not obviously not all war vets, but a lot of the VA, for example, the ward of vets and people who served, and what they may or may not have been exposed to, what the genetic sort of precursors may be that may sort of allude to, no matter how healthy of a living you may have, you may end up here, or what is an alternate treatment, like what is the conversation being had in and around that, man. And the whole medical system is just strangely confusing to me, on how it gets to operate. You read I'll never forget reading my dad and my grandfather's medicines. Like, it was probably like in the same week, and like, oh, hand me those pills, and I go hand him the pills, and I'm reading them, and I'm just like, oh, and he's like, yeah, but I gotta take them too. And I'm like, wait, so you got to take this one to lower your blood pressure, but the medicine they've given you got to take 4 other ones to counter the side effects, or the side effects that come with the other. It's like it's a strange sort of monopoly. And at the center of it is people's bodies and their health. And I just want to know what it's all stemming from. Like, how the fuck did we get here?
That's crazy. That's an episode on that's one of the dialogues on the Midnight Gospel.
Oh,
like,
wow.
one of the episodes is about the idea of, like, so people that take drugs, and it's funny because it's going on during a zombie apocalypse, but people that take drugs, and that the drugs are consistent. Like, there's nothing, like, the drugs aren't actually the bad thing. It's that our biological setup has multiple different reactions to what a drug is. So the drug itself is nothing, but how your body responds to it, or how your mind will respond to it, with the biological setup in each individual is different. How that responds to it is what then has a reaction. So, like, they do that throughout the episode. So it was just interesting to hear that while you was talking. But yeah,
man, have y'all? We've been doing good about the new things we may or may not have learned being on lockdown. You got any new learnings? Any of yes?
Something I learned, but I don't think I really learned it. But I just fell down a wormhole of conspiracies.
Uh-oh.
And what it came to at the bottom was just sick. And that was that somehow I stumbled upon the conspiracy that AI invented this virus. And the reason AI invented this virus is to make people be further apart in person and have to rely more on technology to get close to people. Therefore, bringing us one step closer to just accepting technology.
The complete takeover of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell did I get this far?
It's not hard anymore, especially present day. Like, the recommended videos on my YouTube is crazy. And y'all make fun of me already for how crazy my YouTube is anyway, but you got to see it. You got to see, like, how just left things.
Money has the most extensive search on YouTube, man. Like, it's impressive. It really is. Like, it covers so much base.
Diverse,
super diverse, bro. Like, hey,
like, you could type R, and it would be like rich boy, and there'll be rags to use your car right under that. So
And And I don't even have a car. That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's really what would happen too. Have you learned anything new about yourself or about anything?
Nah, just that people didn't know they shoe size. That shit was interesting to me, man.
That niggas didn't know that shoe size is crazy.
Bro, that just it just hit me different, bro. Just hearing that because this lady really had that question, because she was just like, well, that comment, she was just wondering what was going on, and does anybody else experience anything like that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The other thing I learned real quick was, so the way I shop is I go to a store, know what I want, and I go grab what I want, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that most people go to a store without knowing what they want, so they can look through the store and grab stuff. And ever since we can't let people in the store where I work,
Yeah.
I'm getting yelled at by what the fuck you mean I can't come in here? I'm like, nah, you know what's going on. We don't know. Nah, but I don't know what I want. Then why are you here?
Then why are you here?
I want to walk the aisles. I want to look at stuff. That's what I'm hearing. There was a 70-year-old man yelling at me, like,
Fam, you ain't turn on the news? No, I learned that a while ago in line at a it's one of those restaurants where it's just a long ass line. So you figure by the time the person gets up to the front, the last thing they're gonna do is go,
what's your guys' special?
fam, you've been in this line 30 minutes and you don't know what you want. Oh, when Hot Boys opened up. That way. When Hot Boys opened up. Fire, by the way. Salute everybody over there. Amazing. Amazing. But that line is down a block, G. So you're waiting in the line.
Is it better than a Popeye chicken sandwich?
I didn't have the Popeye chicken sandwich.
Me neither.
Oh yeah. Nah, Hot Boys is. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's significantly better. I don't even know why I led with I never had it, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and be like, yeah. It's
You're trying to be fair at all.
Yeah, I was trying to be fair, but it's like I don't think it's the place to have to be fair. That line was ridiculously long, bro. And so you get up there, and the lady right in front of me goes, Tam, see, I don't even know. Excuse me. And they were handing out menus while we were waiting, so you better know what you want after I didn't wait in this line.
Bro,
that shit bugs me, bro.
That might be the easiest and most fulfilled way to get cussed out, though. Because if you had to wait like everybody else had to wait in this line, and by the time you get up to the front is when you start thinking about what you want, you kind of deserve a cuss out at that moment.
No, you can't even order.
It should be warranted. Like, it should be warranted.
Fuck
like,
outta here.
somebody should be able to do that.
You've been in this line this whole time and you don't know what you buy. We not serving you nothing.
10 seconds. No. What do you mean go? No.
Our restaurant would clearly fail because we don't know shit about like hospitality
At all. You just better hope your food that good, bro, or you could just treat your people like that.
I learned I might be sick for real. I thought maybe I was, but I know I am. So I got privy to a real specific story. The queen, the GOAT, Erykah Badu. It's like perfect in my eyes, right? So
You're telling me.
So we're having this conversation about like she's sort of the if there were a generic black story, Erykah would kind of fit that mode. Hella baby daddies, whoop-de-whoop, all the shit. We don't look at her like that at all. But she kind of has that sort of generic, like...
She's mythical.
Yeah.
Elusive.
But wait, it gets crazier. I got privy to a story that one of her baby daddies may or may not be the more current, one of the more current ones, spaz on her like a real nigga spaz on this chick from time to time. Like, just lost it. Cuss her out all the shit. It happens. Like, I don't judge me. It just it happens. Not a domestic dispute, but a verbal sort of like when niggas. I don't really know how to describe it for the
nigga has a bad day and he just
not even a bad day. She just might be like she's Erykah, but she's Erykah. Nigga, she can get cussed out too. But for whatever in my mind, that's not Erykah. Nobody's ever talked to Erykah Badu crazy like that.
Talk to Erykah like that.
You do not get to talk to her like that. And it come to find out that she had been, and then I went, oh damn, I fuck with her even more now. and the nigga that was able to cuss her out. Am I crazy? It's like they were already perfect in my eyes. Now she's perfect, because the visual of Erica being in a back and forth verbal like, fuck, nigga, you got me fucked. Like, I did, for whatever reason, I was like, she's above that. No, she's not. Completely not true.
Oh, no, Erica ain't playing none of them games.
It completely not true. It made it like, I was sitting there, I was fully disgusted with myself, bro. Because I was like, damn, I fuck with them. They real. What does that even mean?
Wait, so that's who she's with right now, or that's just
No. It's one. No, not. I don't know who she's with right now, but it was one of the. I don't want to. I already feel bad telling that story.
Amari Stoudemire?
She was fucking with Amari?
No, I just heard Amari.
Oh, no. That is fully how rumors get started on shows like this, where a nigga goes, you know she fucking with Amari Stoudemire, right? Wait, what? Meanwhile, Amari is married and got whole other shit going on. His wife, that shit goes viral and is like, you fucking with Erica now? The news to me?
Up.
The only thing that folks talk about. Like, Amari Stoudemire fucking Erica, my dude.
Yeah, I realized I was trash. And then another reason I realized I was trash, watching the NFL draft. And I know people are gonna say this over and over again, but I caught in my fantasy league football team, my group chat will attest to this. The second it happened, I wrote about it in the group chat. CeeDee Lamb is on the phone on one of his phones with whomever. I'm assuming it's the agent on the team getting the news because there was like a 30-second delay. His chick grabs the other phone, and this nigga, like Batman reflexes, snatch that shit. Some real nigga shit though. What are you doing?
Quick hands. Bro.
Quick hands. But I felt vindicated as fuck because the second it happened, I put it in our fantasy league football chat. I was like, yo, even on draft night, baby, don't get to see the phone. And no one said anything. Like no one responded. And then maybe 20 minutes later, that shit was viral. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It was really, really awesome to feel.
Oh, no, that shit was great. I was watching that shit too, and I was like, "Yep, real nigga moment."
But what does that reveal about us? Is like that we were able to catch that,
bro. Because you gotta have that, bro. Because like it's the truth though. Like in this moment, why did you even do this in the first place?
Well, I got a theory.
Huh?
I got a theory. So
this can't bode well for you.
One or two things happen.
I need. This is how you put people in certain situations. Like people always ask, okay, so how do you know somebody is one and all that stuff like that? You put them in situations. I put you in front of the camera on my draft day. That should be enough for this moment that this many people is going to be watching this show. All that shit should be out the door.
Nope, that's not how that works.
On top of that, I gave you an inch.
That's not how that works. Not how that works. You said it though. The fact that you get to sit right here, all your insecurities about anything in and around our relationship should be gone. But no, you still got to go through the phone. So here's my theory, G. One or two things happen. He's on the phone.
Bro, are they really quick firing this way? Or is this like...
What?
Were you on that group chat?
I don't think so. Who was it? His family?
Maybe my phone is just tripping right now.
His family shit?
Yeah. But like it was just like quick fire, bro. Like,
oh no, that was from this morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my shit just came in. Okay. I'm like, bro, why how y'all responding this fast? And what happened?
Yeah, the family one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, one or two things happened with the CeeDee Lamb shit.
What's up?
He's on the phone, and because there's a 30-second delay, he don't know what's going on, but we do at home. And so, side baby that they been arguing about is texting him, hey, congrats, and the name pop up. She grabbed the phone quick. All right, maybe that didn't happen. Other thing that for sure probably happened is that she goes in her mind, this is this nigga's happiest day of his life. This is my chance.
Which I love how Money set that up because that's the one he really wanted to say.
That's
first.
the one I wanted because that's the one it was.
Just wanted to give you.
I'm sorry,
the first one.
It was for sure that one. This is just the happiest day of this nigga's life. If I got any shot of going through the phone, it's right now.
This is it.
On that, and she went for it, and I commend her for going for it.
Oh yeah, everybody was being completely dim in that moment. So perfect,
except for him. On alert. I wanted to stand up and applaud that nigga.
That nigga was on full alert.
Full alert. Bruh, didn't he ain't move. He like if his posture was like this in a box, he just went
Only thing that moves is my eyes.
Them eyes. But that's how you
Bro,
supposed
like, bro, because like, how can like, I can't say what I want to say, and I can't make the facial expression that I want to make, but I can give you the eye, like, bro, how dare you, in a moment like this?
Gave her that look like, oh, you thought just because we was on
TV.
TV,
You could act up today, huh?
wait till we get home.
Them James Brown eyes. The James Brown stories about him deducting money from the band is the funniest shit. Like, apparently, bro would just flash fives at people if they fucked up. Like, he wouldn't even look at them. He would just point his hand in their direction. And niggas would know however many times he did it would be how much money you would get deducted that night.
I fuck with that.
Hey,
I
That's
fuck
some
with
cold.
that.
That's some cold. James Brown's a bad
That's
motherfucker.
a cold
I was
dude
about to
right
say,
there.
that's goat.
Can't read or write music, but is telling the drummer, nigga, no, this is how you supposed to do it. And he's like, nigga, I'm doing exactly what you telling me. No, you're not.
Nigga, 5, nigga. Nigga, don't ever just 5B, bro.
Name a bigger gangster than James Brown, bro.
Don't ever 5B.
Name a bigger gangster than James
Nah,
Brown.
but that rabbit hole right there was what led me to a great show is the real girlfriends of the NFL draft, or just any draft, especially during quarantine. We need to have everybody's other on the couch with them and see what happens to them in the moment, because like that happened with CeeDee Lamb. The offensive lineman or defensive lineman, I don't know which lineman he was. It was like John Jones or whatever. But his girl was
that was a white girl?
the white girl.
Oh my god.
Was on my man lap.
That was more viral than the CeeDee Lamb shit. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
because she was having a moment. She was having a full moment, and it was like she was crying and holding him, and he was crying, and Mom's was like, "This ain't even your moment, baby girl," and had to pull her off his lap. Like, had to pry her off the lap.
Can we have a real conversation?
What's up?
Who was wrong and who was right in that situation? Who you going with? Who you siding with?
I'm still gonna say that the person that was wrong in this moment was the girlfriend. I don't care what conversations y'all done had to this point, and like how much work you know I done put into this moment, and this is the biggest day of my life.
Yeah.
The camera's pointed directly at the person whose moment it is.
Yeah.
And the camera has to look through you to get to the person that we're here for.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
Because moms didn't move her to so she could get in there.
She nudged her first. No, she moved her out of the frame.
Yeah,
like,
just
she had to pry her from the frame.
Just so it could be his moment.
Exactly.
Okay, see that, and I think that's where people were getting it fucked up. Is like, yo, mom was moving him so she could get in there. No.
No, mom's was nowhere in the photo. Like she was just like she nudged her
trying
first.
To clear the frame so that they could get a shot of him in his moment, probably being requested by the film crew somewhere. Not the film crew, because obviously wasn't a film crew in there, but I imagine they were on some sort of communication where they could hear the NFL Network or somebody, ESPN, somebody like, hey, clear the shot. At least that's what I want to imagine. I don't know. I could be.
That's probably what it was. Like they have to have another phone there just to direct them how.
Right?
It looks on their end.
Don't you think?
That or mom's is a real one.
And already know what's up.
Mom's is a real one, and mom's is like, nah, not in my baby's frame. It's gonna be you. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool.
But why not her?
Huh?
Why not her?
I don't think it had to do with race. I think race was a part of it, because there's no way to get past race. But I think also when we look back at this moment, we're not about to look back at you, baby girl.
Because you probably ain't gonna be here.
Hey, what happened to Russell Wilson?
That's crazy.
Russell Wilson's girlfriend was so happy in that moment. She's still viral to this day because of how happy she was for Russell Wilson. Yeah. And she ain't nowhere to be found. She thought that was the biggest payday she had ever gotten.
She got 1-2 stepped right out the picture.
1-2 stepped.
Bro, like the day that Russell Wilson won the quarterback job.
Bye-bye.
And there's no disrespect to the girlfriends. Like, hey, power to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, this is love for us all. But you don't. That's the thing about today, though. Like, all these things, there's plenty of moments for everybody to have, but that isn't one of them. Like that in those type of situations, it has to be towards the talent in this moment. So if the talent is the player at that moment, then give the player the shine.
Ass up.
Hey. Like, just be happy to be on the couch in the frame. if you was a real one, you wouldn't even be on the couch to be in the frame.
Facts.
But you would be there. Nigga, why am I battling with the rest of these people?
Yeah.
Who am I battling with?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
That was a tough one.
But then again, I never been a real girlfriend at the couch though, so I don't know like what position that is and how you have to
couch.
how you got to keep that position. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you got to do in those moments. Maybe they've been doing that this entire time up to this point. That's how they got there. So maybe they was the ones that just would not take no for an answer.
This was a first for a lot this week. So the NFL does the draft. And they do numbers that they've never done before, like exceptionally well. The world stopped to watch that. And then Travis almost breaks the internet again with his Fortnite performance. A 10-minute flawless set.
Who?
Travis Scott.
Oh.
I was blown away. I had to hit somebody about how Fortnite works to make sure that I wasn't the hype beast that just was there for the Travis shit going, yo, this is so dope. So I hit Dave, and Dave was like, nah, that shit was raw. Like,
he was playing Fortnite?
Travis, I want to know how they did it. In the world of Fortnite, they did a concert.
Oh.
Yeah. It was crazy.
And didn't they do something like that before? Not with Travis, but like it was like a Fortnite party or something like that.
So it has. This isn't the first time it's happened.
Yeah, it's not the first time it happened, but it's like the first time with like I think like a hip hop star.
Yo, how they did it. I want to know if it was done the way the NBA games are done, like the players where they got to go put on a suit, get the movements, everything right. Because the choreography of it was probably the best part in terms of like how it was in alignment with the music and the song switches. Because it's a 10-minute set of his hip. So Goosebumps, the Drake joint. Damn.
It's like he took Astro World.
So it's the beginning. So the set starts with how fucking the Drake record starts with Drake opening the song, and then they don't go back to it to the end of the set, and then he finishes the set with the Scots with him and Cudi. Oh my gosh! And it's just 10 minutes and like 26 seconds of just fire.
Wait, so Fortnite is just like an open world?
I still don't know, G. We had that whole episode of Dave trying to explain to us what Fortnite was, nigga, and I still don't know what it is. I just know I seen some of the coolest shit with that Travis performance.
Do you have to be on Fortnite to go to the concert?
Yeah.
So you saw like the after the fact?
Somebody screen grabbed it and put it online hella fast, and yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Damn, look where we at.
That's where we at. Hey, no shows till 2021. Fuck it. Here you go. Went off like a hitch, and I'm curious to know what that deal was for. A 10 and a half minute set. What did that cost? Because I imagine like with how the video games work now, where everything is just your card's uploaded, you could buy the shit you need, and for like what were they charging the user to go to witness that experience, if anything, and how much of a user increase did they see that night for that show, and then what was the deal that them and Travis negotiated for that shit, and then what is the residual effects and deals from it, from getting to premiere a song, like they paid for him to premiere that song there with them. I just wonder what that deal structure is, because it's a new form of media, and we're seeing it. Fucking Ye is officially a billionaire now. He owes 100% of Yeezy. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
You knew that the whole time?
Yes.
I did not know that.
You should. Did you see the transition in Ye's like mental aura, bro? Like Ye moves like he owns 100% of the hottest brand out.
So can we have a real conversation that doesn't involve emotion around this Ye situation? This Ye concept.
Do you see the video when he did the interview with GQ?
Yeah.
And they're just laying on his things in the lamb pen or whatever, in Wyoming. But yeah, let's have the honest conversation.
So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with the diversion. Finishing Spook to Step Out of Door. I read that Made in America book a couple weeks ago. I'm under the impression that these niggas are playing a completely different game. A united front of billionaires looks a little suspicious, and we got to go break it up. We got to go cause some friction. Ye was just on a Twitter rant talking about being a couple $100 million in the hole from betting on himself and his products that he believed in. Like this, hopefully everybody remembers that shit. I'm not just making this up. A couple $100 million in the hole. To turn that around in less than 3 years and be up 1.3 billion from betting on himself, and y'all still trying to paint him as crazy. It's a different. If your feelings were hurt and you felt offended by some of the things that he said, it's a different conversation. I'm happy to have him with you, but it's a lot. There are a lot of people who operate in that same world of success financially that say and do a lot more crazier shit, and they are not publicized and deemed as crazy.
Yeah,
and demonized.
On Ye's part, he just had to have the thoughts and the ideas catch up to, or that just needed his mouth to catch up to, his words to catch up to what his ideas and his thoughts were.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that stuff initially was so regurgitated and like such like a word vomit at first because of all this stuff that he wanted to get done, but he had no friends. He had no important friends in that moment that could help in that situation. And like you said, betting on himself.
But who can help what they're not meant to understand? And I think that's the why I resonate with it so much is because so often it's back to the point you made it early, G. When you read or learn something, you want so bad for everybody around you to get it, and it's just not how that shit works. And so even if you did know how to present it in a way, and niggas still looking at you like, because for whatever reason, whenever Ye went on them runs, when he went to talk to Breakfast Club, when he went to talk to Sway, and he went viral and everybody was calling him crazy, I was starting to feel crazy because everything that nigga was saying made perfect sense.
Making so much sense. But that's what I was talking about though. Like that's where even for myself, I had to think about it that way too. Was that maybe I'm talking too much.
Maybe I'm talking too much.
You know what I mean? Like maybe there's just way too many words just coming out right now. Maybe I should dial that part back. Do it or figure out the way to have this being done so they could be presented differently. Because I think that's what happens though. Because like even what you were saying, who is ready for all these ideas that you have? Truth. So then you figure out how to do it, and then people come along as if they were a part of that the entire time, or they knew exactly what this genius that was on hand for it or whatever. Like, nah, that's not how it went at all. But the story would be told it's completely different. And Ye's not going to end up as crazy as all these people thought that he was throughout this time frame. And they're not going to remember him as being as crazy as they thought he was. You know what I mean? Like that comes later.
So
when he builds these campuses that he got for the Yeezy shit,
what's the long game look like versus the short game of being popular and people kind of fucking with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that? What is that? Is that where the liberation lies? And like, oh, all this is tethered to something that ain't real. Popularity ain't real. The white hotness,
not at all.
It's not real. So if I got something I'm trying to accomplish, and I know what it's gonna take, then bet here we go. And then on the back end of it, because we only celebrate and champion the end of the process and not the process.
That's it.
We only champion the results. Here are the results, motherfuckers, and y'all were just calling me crazy for the last 3 years. Y'all disown me I wasn't black for no more. Y'all want the old Kanye, none of that. But all this black wealth and ownership and all this independentness shit y'all talking about, nigga, I own 100% of Yeezy, nigga. What more do you want? I showed you how to get it. I showed you how to think freely and not be tethered to what's being spewed and laid in front of you, or how to move and what your political alignment needs to be, and where the money is actually made. What's being said then?
Bro, fuck with yourself and be okay with the results, bro. Like, that's what it is. Like, forget the alignments, my nigga. Like, the alignments were only in place in order to get to what my goals were. That's how they use you, my nigga. Reciprocate that naturally. So fuck that whole align with Trump and make America great, all this blase blah. Nigga, that's symbolism. Like, yeah, once again, there's gonna be a lot of casualties.
Politics are making a mockery of the American people right now, nigga. And y'all still talking about this whole ass election, bro.
There's gonna be a lot of casualties of war for that particular deal right there, because they made that shit out a long time ago.
Man, this nigga, did y'all watch Obama's endorsement of Joe Biden, bro? That nigga looked like he was being held hostage. Everybody Bernie looked like he was being held hostage. You gonna send somebody? Bruh's battling dementia right now, and this is the candidate that y'all sending out there to take down this nigga that appears to be unstoppable. Come on, man. We talking sheer logistics. I can see Joe Biden is not healthy, and this is what you're giving us. So it's just like with the concept of politics. Like literally laughing in our faces as a people, and this is and y'all still telling me, oh, if you didn't vote for Hillary, you're part of the problem. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Obama wanted Elizabeth Warren, but we just wasn't ready for it. We wasn't ready for a woman to be telling us what to do yet.
Man,
she would have served up Trump on a platter.
Would have ate Trump alive.
Easily too.
Meanwhile, you sending this nigga who's dying in front of us to go battle a nigga that don't care about nothing.
Did he announce his running mate? Because I really hope it's her.
It better be. That's the only chance.
that's the only way to get in.
That's the only chance that the Democrats stand is to put Elizabeth up there.
And she gangster for not endorsing afterwards. Like when she was out, bro, she did no endorsement.
She's standing on her square. All y'all fucked up.
I told y'all, man. Come find me when you need me now.
Yeah, man. This shit's goofy. How y'all feeling, fellas?
Oh, just real quick, I guess Kanye said it was 3.3 billion and not 1.3.
Yeah, he went back on that one. Yeah.
Bruh's been saying it for a full calendar year plus. Like the being in debt conversation only lasts so long, but now that I think for myself, I have a better understanding of what debt is, especially watching all the people that are attempting to refi on their houses right now and everything, and they're like, yeah, my credit's safe and all this, and like, yeah, but you don't got enough healthy debt for us to refi with you. We need you to be compromised so bad that if we give you this loan against your house, you are in jeopardy of losing all this shit. If you ain't in jeopardy enough, if you ain't risking a lot, we ain't fucking with you. And it's like, wait. So my credit can be in alignment, but if I don't have enough debt, you're not gonna give me no more money. Pretty much is what we're telling you. And so,
like you said, I wish I had more debt.
Wish I had more debt. If you out here playing it safe, sorry for you. Play this game wild, loose, and reckless, because the niggas that's having success and like moving shit forward are playing like it's Westworld. It may as well be Westworld. Meanwhile, everybody else is, oh, don't offend nobody. Oh, what? And it does. I get how it can be dismissed.
You know they teach you that in school. Like that's where it should start. I'm gonna stay on my school tip, bro. Like that's.
I'm not mad at it.
That's where they teach you that. That's where they teach you that compliance and that going with the flow type shit. They teach you all that stuff inside of school, bro. Like teach you all that all that militarized type of thinking where you do not go against the grain because you want to get this particular grade. We set up the way to get that grade. So if you do things outside of that, that does not mean that you receive a higher grade than your natural grade. That means that you receive an F, my nigga. And you fail, you gotta start that shit over again because we're gonna beat this into you to act exactly how we want you to.
Yeah.
For you to eventually get a job that you will have to receive money from someone, not for you to be giving out money.
Facts.
So that's just natural. That's the reason why people who own like a lot of ownership deals, they did not have school. They broke away from that mode a long time ago. Like they usually break out of school and then they employ people that go to school. But yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to. Yeah, what do you got, Lex? Because I don't even want to. That needs to end. That segment needs to end right there, nigga. That was a fucking mic drop. Jesus.
What about the question that Northwest Pizza sent me?
Morgan,
Yep.
what'd he say?
He said, "Are we as black people waiting for the government to save us during the pandemic, or are we gonna save ourselves?"
Shout out Morg. I don't personally care for how that question is phrased. I get his point,
Yeah.
but
He wrote on Instagram, so he's probably writing it
no.
quickly.
I fully understand what he's asking. I'm not saying that it's a shitty question. I just the narrowing of that to just black people feels disingenuous. The amount of people that are being manipulated by the media and the government alike right now is more than just us. Our sort of waiting around and waiting in the water shit is well beyond this pandemic. And it's made most evident where a Michael Eric Dyson can draw the parallels between Nipsey Hussle and how much he was influenced by the likes of a Jay-Z, but yet how because he was compromising himself and making himself vulnerable to be a part of a part to operate in a space where he ultimately had his life taken. He gets to be enshrined as king forever because he's dead. But had he lived long enough, he probably would have become the villain. That's where our beefs are. It's well beyond this fucking pandemic. It's like how we demonize ourselves before the white people even have to. Like we got some other shit going on. And so, yeah, I don't the amount of power and wealth that gets to manipulate and gets to dictate what laws get passed and where the dollars get allocated and for us to continue to play this game as if that's not what driving this force is, bro. We're just finding out that Malcolm X was broke and everything that he generated he put right back into the nation. Nope, take this money, I don't want it. All right, he's dead. And he was really trying to make a purpose. Martin apparently was broke when he died. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? If you still gonna sit up here and try to convince me that wealth don't get... Jeff Bezos don't pay taxes, my nigga. Wait, what? That don't concern anyone.
You know who else don't pay taxes?
Hit me.
Kanye. Smart guy. Aligned himself with the correct folks. Real life. Nah, but it's for sure. Like it's a psyche, man. It's a psyche. They've been mind fucking us for a long time. It's definitely a psyche, man. So yeah, the pandemic is just the latest part of this whole thing. That kind of highlights the nuance of how bad we are off naturally. The gap is ridiculous.
Facts.
You see that left and right. But the pandemic, I mean, they did the whole offering up of the the unemployment and the stimulus and all these things, and yeah, people were waiting on those. But I think because as a whole, we're like the closest to, this life kind of being pretty much like this without a pandemic. I don't think it's as different from
Our normal circumstances.
Just normal circumstances. Like, so that's the reason why it's deeper. You know what I mean? Like, it's way more intricate in like the psyche than.
Yeah, my
just,
bad,
like,
Morg. That's what I should have said. That's what I should have said.
No,
Exactly.
it was spot on what that was. It was just that was like the extra parts of that is just the psyche naturally.
Yeah. That's
But shout out to Morg though, because yes, you are killing it on figuring out how to navigate the current landscape, and as being a business owner, a Black business owner in these times. Yes, the government, waiting on the government to come up with a way to save you as opposed to you going out and doing the footwork yourself would be the most damaging move you could possibly make in your own life.
facts.
You can't be looking for that doesn't just go for the government. That goes for anyone. If you're waiting for anyone to save you from your circumstances, you are going to fail naturally.
Damn, man. We saying some shit on the pod. I ain't gonna hold you.
The pop be fucking with it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You guys been just give me the ball. Ballers.
Give me the rock. We got anything else, fellas?
Yeah, something else?
I don't think so, dude. You got something?
All right. I'll tell you one thing. Well, I just had like picking up on energy. It was interesting because like, especially our group is like all about energy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we feed off of this shit left and right. So like you definitely know when like energy is off and stuff like that. You also know that with just like people that you interact with as well. So I had something for y'all on just like using energy as like like how you like basically intuition. So that's like the intuition for the male, I would say, is just like, it might be for the female too, but I just don't know too much about that, so I'm not gonna speak on that. But as far as for the male, knowing what to do and when to do it, and who to be around, or how to know that, oh shit, something's off in this room, by being able to pick up on the energy and not being basically goofy to it. Is like the best way to say how you're able to make the moves that you make and have the outlook on life the way that you do.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So I kind of just wanted to bring that up to the pod to kind of get more on just like the energy.
Frequencies, just being in tune. I can't tell you how many times that in particular saved my life. I remember the first time it happened was a party. It was a party in the Rich actually, and snuck out. Moms had already said hell no. Little chick I've been trying to like see was gonna be there, and so
Sherane?
Basically,
Sherane,
basically Sherane, yeah. It's the Sherane story. That's why that shit Kendrick was kicking on The Good Kid was so potent, because I don't know how many. I would almost guess both of y'all have had that exact scenario.
Most definitely. I've had so many Sheranes. It's crazy.
So sneak out the house, you somewhere where you ain't supposed to be, fucked around and wore the wrong hat that night. All right, so I'm already fucked. I had my Yankee hat on. All right, bet. So niggas is already looking at me like, yeah, where the fuck you doing? But baby was bad though. Like I'd fully calculated that. And then
the calculation.
Then the party is jumping, and it's niggas in there, and I for whatever reason, hella, my sister tell you, dumbass sensitive to energy. It's like, yeah, so I'm a cut. Just out of nowhere, just like mid fucking around, just like, yeah, I'm a cut. Mm-hmm. Party over. And then get to the house, sleep, all the shit, wake up the next morning, my mom come busting in the room. See, I told you. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That party got shut up last night. Were any of your friends there? And I'm like, huh? Like completely just aloof. They sure as shit shot that party up. The homie Jeep got hit. Luckily no one died, but it was just a crazy sort of thing. Just like fuck. And I remember that being the first time it happened, and it would go on to happen several times in my life after that, where it was just like based on just like being extremely sensitive in energy, like just being a few steps ahead, be like, yo, we gonna get the fuck up out of here, do this, do what you want, and niggas like, why you being paranoid? Fuck all that, nigga. Like, much rather be labeled as paranoid than dead or in somebody's cell, like, cause you can just feel it. My first time going out in college, they sneaked me into the club, and one of the clubs in Medford. It's a goofy white nigga. Hey, bro, you got some meth? Fuck out my face, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you? But I had not calculated that bruh could be a fed. I just was offended that he thought I had meth on me, right? Bruh, 30 minutes later, him and a task force is hauling another nigga out of there in cuffs. The nigga that just came and asked me for meth was an undercover, bro, but I just was offended. And I'm just like, yo, intuition is a motherfucker, bro.
For real. No, dead ass. That's really what I was trying to get out of that one. I was trying to figure out, not even figure out, just more so bring that out, just how niggas be operating off of just pure energy.
Yeah.
And assessing situations and the amount of calculations that goes into movements. You know what I mean? Like being in certain locations, how long you're in that location, moving to another one, keeping it moving and stuff like that is like the recipe for still being around. You know what I mean? And like, have an opportunity to then take a lot of that. This goes back to Jay-Z too. Being able to take a lot of that concept and moving it into a realm where, yeah, people are business savvy, but they ain't even seen anywhere close to a life that I've seen to this point. So that's my advantage, being in these rooms with people that got a lot of money, that think that they're taking advantage of me, but have zero clue how far ahead I am than them.
Facts.
So I'm gonna keep playing it, making it look like it is what it is, and keep racking it up in these situations. And hey, motherfuckers, if y'all never catch on to it, that's hilarious to me, because this is an inside joke that I've been running with myself about y'all for a long time now, and look how far I've gotten to it,
man.
But yeah, that was interesting.
What you had something left? Seeing you putting it together over there. Pick up the pieces.
No, I was just thinking about all the times where I knew the energy was off and I stayed there.
You stayed, yeah.
And fucked up shit happened.
Yeah.
And so that's what my mind was just going through, all those horrible, horrible times.
It's a thing, bro. It's a thing, and I encourage us all to at the very least be respect our intuition and sort of the signs that come to us. And if we haven't received anything in the shelter in place pandemic and just the world sort of being stopped is a little bit more time to like sit with ourselves and our families and to be more aware of what the fuck is going on. So
that's the Janae that Sean had to look back. She hadn't seen the hoodie Janae yet.
Soul's Control System was special.
It was. Very much so.
Control System is an absolute classic.
What do you do at the control system? The system controls me. So
how much of that album do you think took out of him? Like seeing that process through? Because it's a genius sort of concept. It doesn't feel thrown together.
No. That's one you've been working on your entire life.
Control.
I think that was like fucking Section 80, where like it's something that you just been working on for a very long time.
Yeah.
Section 80 and like good kid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
man. You had
one interesting thing though. That was just the one thing I kind of wanted to see though. Is there a difference between doing that shit?
Oh yeah.
That was an interesting one.
What is it?
The thought that it came up because I was talking to somebody and they were like, I be doing hella good shit and I be waiting for my return.
Damn, this is a good one. Yeah.
And then I was talking to somebody else who they were just like, you know, yeah, somebody in my family doing some fucked up shit, but I ain't even stressing it because that's not why I did whatever I did for them anyways. Like, I just did it because that's me and my spirit. Like, I do good shit for it. So it was like, it made me start thinking about, was there a difference between those two people when one's doing good? They are doing good shit, but the only reason they doing it is because they think they about to get basically a return on the investment as far as the universe is going to gift them something good. Mm-hmm. And then the other person just is doing good shit with not expecting anything in return.
Yeah.
They're just doing it to do it. And so then that made me ask you guys and see how you feel. Like, is there a difference between those two people? Or is it, since they both go to the same bottom line at the end, it's like, no, there ain't no difference.
There is a difference, but personally, there are the people that exist that mask that they're not doing it for reciprocity. I think I was operating in that space for a long time where I was masking, oh yeah, now this just who I am. And then out of nowhere, when a few things didn't go my way, I had this real self-loathing, oh man, why me, man? I do everything right, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Oh, so you were expecting something for your contributions. Okay, nigga. I got you. You ain't gonna outsmart the universe, nigga. That ain't how that worked. And I dead ass thought I was capable of it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why I hold on to that there is a significant difference between those two people, even though they kind of end up in the same place. I think the person that is open about why they're doing it isn't as bad as the nigga that's masking the fact that he's doing it. I will say that. Because the nigga that's masking that he's doing it it's fucking dangerous. It's a dangerous person. It's a lot of manipulation involved in it looming in and around that. The person that's just open with you, like, hey nigga, I'm doing this. I need this back, Playboy. Like their directness and their clarity and why they're doing something seems a little bit more healthier than like the self-awareness shit, right? That was part of my Erica shit with the self-awareness. Somebody was like, yo, Erica versus Lauren. She's like, yo, I'll get pulverized versus that if we're going hit for hit. It's like, I got a hella B-sides that y'all fuck with, but I don't have no hits like Lauren got. Like, just her Fuji's run, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fucked with Erica for that sort of.
Put on that window seat, man. Erica might be fucking with it, man.
See, that's what she's saying. She's like she knows she got B-sides. Yeah, she knows she got B-side. Window, and the fact that window seat is a B-side is crazy. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, no, Erica got him. She definitely got him. But that's a.
But yeah, that's a great question.
What was she clothing?
Go ahead, G.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and I think that so the one thing that's super consistent, like it's always consistent, is the universe. So like the times continuum. I think like the continuum. I think like as far as time goes, that thing just keeps on moving, just nonstop. We're a blip on it, right? So the idea that you can somehow go outside of that and actually have control over the outcome is hilarious. You know what I mean? Because you have zero control over that. Now, what you do have control over, and people say that shit and it's true as hell, is that you have control over your actions and you have control over your reactions. So if you know for sure the consistency of what the universe is, and as long as you're consistent on your side, so if you mean well naturally, then more times than not, the universe will then reciprocate that wellness by putting things in front of you that allows you to see the opportunity in front of you. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go outside of that and you don't believe the things that you spew or how you are presenting it, if you don't believe that in your soul, then of course you're going to miss out on what opportunities are. Like, you ain't going to see it for what it is naturally. So then you're going to think that that the universe is working against you. Yeah. That it's not doing what you thought it would do by you giving it what you thought it needed. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. Like, you're able to see these opportunities by actually feeling the action that you're then doing. So that's kind of how I look at it, man. I look at it as a time continuum, and we are a blip on it, and we're just putting things into the universe, and what comes back, you react to it. If you stay steady on your reaction, then best believe, whether it's a high, if you have a high, then that's something that will help you remember when you have a low, that you're able to remember that high. Like,
Fact.
that's really how that shit goes. So your low should never be as low as it is. Your high should never be as high as it is. So I think that's how you look at the whole universe thing. But it's still funny that folks really believe that you put good into the universe and automatically good is coming right back. Like, that shit ain't never worked out that way.
Man. Yeah.
But it is good shit though.
But it is good shit.
I told you guys is on point today. It was just like above the rim, you guys done put that extra grip on your hand.
Oh, man.
Hey, wait. So so glad you said that. So, bro, I ain't been a hooper in so long. But y'all haven't got to the point of quarantine where y'all doing the where y'all playing on the course by yourself?
With no ball?
No ball. You ain't work on
Tom Shep?
you ain't work on your moves.
No, I have no desire to be Tom Shep. No, because it's not even the fact that he was hooping with no ball. The sickest part of that movie is my man hooped in corduroys and a flan and a thermal,
Man.
and was giving niggas buckets. You should never hoop again if a nigga get out of a cab with corduroys and a thermal and just put a jersey on and bake you.
He was a real deal.
Tom Shep.
And he was even sweating at the end.
Not sweating. You don't get to talk about Tom Shep though. The running joke right now for you all,
Bro, this shit is getting out of hand, man.
fucking lie just killing it. That's
Bro,
priceless.
this nigga grabs a picture a week, bro, to just bring the damn joke back to the forefront.
That's comedy. Tom
Like that shit
Shep.
was a running joke like when I was in middle school, bro. Like,
Gee, are you Tom Shep?
It's still going.
Are you Tom Shep? For real,
Bro, it's just the actor, bro. Like whatever he does, it's just a feeling that is me.
That's you.
Bro, like just nonstop, bro. Like it doesn't matter if it's Waiting to Exhale. I don't care what movie bro's in, bro. They're gonna find the picture and be like, that's LG.
That's L. Oh man, L is Tom Shep. I think we should end there.
Especially how we ended last.
Yeah, might be the tag.
Oh man, I would want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's been another episode of Meet the Brave, and we'll see you guys next week.
Love.
Yes.